What we have done so far at MDP is we have incorporated the WebDriver automation framework, which is a tool set that came out of Google. Was initially developed by some of their chief architects and tests, and then has since become a very large open source project for automating web and mobile applications. It comes in a variety of different flavors. You can write your tests in Java, C Sharp, Perl, Python, Ruby, PHP, just learning the popular fourth generation programming languages. At NBC, what we do is we write our tests in Java, and then we use the TestNG framework just for handling our assertions and doing some cool stuff with some of the test management and reporting. To date, we have close to 100 tests, although at any given time, we have about 78 or 80 now that are actually running. They exercise a lot of the top-tier functionality of our releases. And I guess the easiest thing is usually just to run a test, and then we can just walk through how that's set up and how that works. Right here, we have a create character profile test. This is going to just create a particular piece of content, in this case, the character profile. And let's just go ahead and run it, and then we'll walk through it. So we'll click run it. This will first fire up the WebDriver server in the background. The first test is a little longer because I have to start the server, and then all subsequent tests are much faster because they connect to that running server. So right now the server is starting up. Here we have it set to run Chrome. I'm just going to click it to bring it to the forefront. You can see the application logging in, navigating through the menus, create the character profile after it uploads an image. Gives you the default fields that are required. And then it's a quick test. So in this case, it turns down, and it says that it's a successful run. Now, that was kind of a quick test, but at any point during the execution of that, and it encountered an error, I would have, thrown that error to it to let it know where it is, and then also apply a screenshot so we can see exactly what happened to tear down. Let's take a look at the test itself. And then we'll take a look at the reports in just a second. The reports are what give us all the details of what happened, so we know what failed, what passed, and we can go back and fix it. But right now, here we have the output of what that test was, which is very quick, very simple test. And they're all kind of modeled this way. The test paradigm we use is the page object pattern. And really all it is, at a high level, is just object learning programming specific to testing. So reusable pieces of functionality are going to be broken down as methods. And that way, over the life of the project, as functionality changes for development, we can just target the particular method that was affected and make the update there, and all tests that in that method are going to work appropriately. So for maintenance aspect, we don't have to go through and update hundreds of tests to change something in the event of a planned fix. We just make one edit to the appropriate piece. The easiest way to look at it, the common example I give here is here we have the user login method. Every test we have across the site, almost all the tests across the site are going to have to log into the application. Down the road, if we have 1,000 tests, they're all going to use. So in the event that something ever changes to our login, we only have to touch this method. And we go to the version of what that method is. Here you can see what the event identifiers are. For example, we have our email address text box, our password text box, our login button, etc. And then we have a method that actually executes that login functionality. So it's really just done that way for me. If we spelled this out procedurally in every test for every impacted piece of functionality that the page represents, it would be a maintenance nightmare. And I've seen automation projects that fail for just that reason. That's because they're not structured appropriately. So that is kind of high level, just simple case of what the test they all kind of look simple to this. They do get things worse, but they cover all the various pieces of functionality the application has to offer. We can get a little bit into the execution, how we run these. And all of our tests right now are controlled in XML, and they run sequentially in regards to what some tests need to be set up for other tests. They do that to really keep the runtime execution flow. For the sake of this demo, what I've done is I've just mocked up a couple of tests, but I don't want us to have to wait for an entire test run of 100 tests to execute. We're just going to run a couple module, for example, and a separate test that disables advertising on module. Those tests were to run in parallel, both of them will fail. So when we have tests that have those kind of dependencies, they run in a given test suite. So these are going to run one after the other and are going to be a little slower. When we have tests that can run independently of one another in parallel, those tests go in the concurrent suite, and then they'll actually run concurrently, and it'll really cut down their test run time. And for the sake of it, let's just go ahead and run this study. Here we have our test engine again kicking up the test server. And taking a second here. Now what I'll start here in a second is going to be the second history, checking that two tests that are not getting here so you can see. Here we have a setup test which just runs before the start of every suite. It does enable appropriate modules to save cache. Just set it up from the simple suite to execute. And then this test will stop. And we have one more concurrent test. You can see here with the browser paradigm, one after the other. And this is just a simple paradigm test that doesn't have any logic in it. Now, our consecutive suite is finished. So now our concurrent suite is getting ready to kick off. So here we see we have 4 browsers fire up in parallel. So these tests run parallel. They do the same thing as much quicker because they're running concurrent suite. So I'm going to click through these for different forefront. They're all kind of doing different things in terms of creating different pieces of content in this case. These are a little slower, but I'm going to let this run for a second just because I want to show you what happens on completion of the suite. You're able to build a full report English, I'll demonstrate, as well as the auto email functionality, and then the auto upload of our reports to Raleigh, which is our people they are tempting to upload in this case. We have one extra test, I'm sorry. After that. And this step here is just validating that creating all the relationships are available and all the inputs work appropriately. But very similar to a lot of the other content types that are configured. Okay. Alright, so we have the suite that just completed. Let me go ahead and bring our editor up to the forefront here. So here we've got a cool, we actually had a test case official. So I can show you what we did with that and how it works. But first, we have a report, which is the Excel report that's automatically saved upon completion. And I can either just copy and paste this if I want it in my browser, or the easiest thing. So I need to store it in a particular directory here. Just refresh this. Here we have a reports directory. So this is going to be our most recent one here. So I'll just let the web browser. And here we go. You can see that we have a test that actually fails, which is probably due to the latest build we have done, or we didn't have it set up to run appropriately. We'll take a look at it in a second. But we have 2 separate suites. We have our concurrent suite we mentioned first, and then we have our consecutive suite that we mentioned after that. And one nice thing is if we scroll down here in the results, every user interaction that happens in our automation is always logged to the test report. So you can see here each messages, open URL, enter email address, and our password login. It's all going to be logged for reproducible steps for QA or for developer or whoever to be able to easily reproduce whatever the automation is doing. Some of these are actually pretty long. And in the reports, we also get the embedded screenshot of what the browser saw in Teardown, so we can always take a look and see what happened here. So here it's easy to see, based on our step here, insert the value of the person text box equals the person that we created before, which is the string here. If we look at the screenshot, you can see that the person text box is known. So that's why that cuts failed there. So there's something going on with trading culture right now. And if we scroll down a little bit more, it's kind of more of the same thing. Here we see a duplicate here. This is also we've implemented retry analyzation, which basically the fancy way of saying if it does fails, let's automatically run it again. Because we want to make sure that it was a valid failure and it wasn't something like maybe Chrome crashed startup or something outside the scope of the application of the test. In this case, we see the exact copy of the test with the same defect here versus test copy. This is again versus second iteration. The second iteration, if you look at the screenshot, we can see that the person value is null. So again, it's a legitimate failure. There's something happening. These are all fixed methods, so you won't see failure messages, but they also do steps of what the test actually, did as they executed. And it's very easy to just kind of walk through and see what's going on in the application and execute the test run. Now, also what happens is I open up my email here. You get a nice little auto email on completion of what happened, which includes the test report and the attachment which you just saw, and also the most recent screenshot of what the browser saw. So the developers or whoever on the team can take a look at this and see what's going on without having access to the actual test system. And then the email just, a few things here. Just tell the I'm going to bring it here again. Sorry. Okay, I'm doing anything about it right now that would require me to see this. So upon test completion, the team gets an auto email of any successes or failures. So they're either take a look and see what happened. And additionally, we can see a line here that says iteration report archive for assigned tabs T83294. But none of them are relevant. It's specific to our current iteration. So if we go ahead and we will file here, refresh. Each iteration has a report library that stores our reports for history. So the team can take a look at what this task is. So let's report. Well, it's just fine. I know where it is. But it's always test automation. Test automation report library. So here we go. We have a history of all the test executions that have been done throughout the course of the current iteration. And then it updates automatically as we go. So we see here, this one should be the report that we just ran. Let's go ahead and open this up. And there we go. So reports upon completion also get updated automatically. We always have to test it after we try to. And at a high level, functionally, that's pretty much it. The new way to implement some development, we add new tests to the queue as well as rework any modified tests for impact and functionality that happens. And then the cycle just keeps continuing. We do 3 executions automatically a day. We do one at 9 a.m., one at 1, and at 5 p.m. So every day we have 3 executions with a full swing session. And we have a few more bells and whistles as well that I'm going to mention. One of which will be probably one of the bigger things we do is a big limitation for automation in general, and that is how to test Flash, rich UI interactions such as Flash logo. Other things, other automations may not be aware of, like browser file open, some more complicated HTML filing things that can be a little tricky. It's incorporated a technology called Cooley is an object-based recognition software that came out of a group of developers at MIT. And it's I would describe it as the open source alternative to Eggplant. Eggplant is privately licensed tool set that does pretty much the same thing. But the Cooley is very nice for our purposes because it does the same thing and continue to log them all the cost for it. Another nice thing is Cooley is written in Java, so we can consume it in Java and we can write Cooley scripts in our WebDriver tests in the same scripts. And then WebDriver can pass off to Cooley can do what it needs to do and then pass control back to WebDriver. And let's do an example of this Cooley does just so you can see what I'm talking about here. We find one of our video tests. Our video test is incorporated with a third-party vendor called NPX. Everyone is familiar with that now. one is MPX canonical URL support. This is going to create a new MPX video with the canonical URL. Then it's going to make sure that the video gets pulled as publisher. I just want to real quickly make sure that this doesn't have any particular outside dependencies before I run it. Don't believe it does. So go ahead and run it. Again, we can see that the WebDriver server is firing up here. I'll fire all bounds. Okay, so ready for the blow up. Also, minimize stuff here. Okay, so right now we have WebDriver. It's validated. Just got a rebuild out there. Just got a site rebuild of the interface. So it's just not been configured yet. We run a test that will do that automatically. Next configuration. Actually, it may be simpler. No, this is what I found. Sorry about this here. I forgot about the rebuild. And unfortunately, looks like another build is happening right now as we speak. Go ahead and stop that one then. I believe the older CI environments are still up. We'll go ahead and change URLs, and then we can try one of those. Just make sure that they're still up. This is a good example of a real-world scenario testing because we have a build that's going on right now. Immediately after this build, we're going to automatically kick off our full test suite. That runs on a virtual machine, but it just happens automatically. So I think that starts up. Yeah, might not be. But click on spot. I got about it. Okay, there we go. Alright, so the website is up. Let's go ahead and run that test against it and see what happens. Alright, looks like it's not finished loading. Go to our configuration here. We can change the URL for the runtime environment. Alright, now go ahead and first verify that it's active configured. So this is just a setup test that confirms that either A configures MPX as needed or validates that it's configured onto them. We can use their data client to get all relevant accounts. Come back to our site and make sure that they're all there. In this case, they are. So it should clear down. So first make sure that MPX is configured. In this case, it's submitted. And do a couple of edits that need to do for the canonical URL. In this case, which is what we're testing here. And now we're switching over to Syncoli. As you can see here, that we've got a Flashbase console for the vendor. So things will even look a little different. Because now we have Syncoli out of the vendor taken over and interacting with UIL. Same way I used to do it. But everything it's doing is based on image recognition. So the document object model, which is what WebDriver uses. It's a lot slower than WebDriver, not just because of the limitation of the console, but also because it's image-based and you have to actually find and recognize the image before you can interact with it. So we have here a case where we're uploading a file. And then we're going to make edits to that video. Okay, here's the electronic URL levels on the test. Let's save it. Then here we have a pause while the video uploads on the back end. You can kind of work a little slower about other tests. Push the assets. And now we're back to WebDriver. So we have to run our chronograph here, which is the tab from the background that imports those videos. This is probably one of the lengthiest pieces of all the tests we have, the cron execution. There we go. Cron executed, so now it's going to make sure that we consume that asset. So it's going to do a search for it. And in this case, this one will fail because we have initial environments here haven't been configured properly. That's another set of tests for this, but I don't know if it's over this demo here. Those relationship with the school interaction. So we're going to go ahead and stop that one. Close that down. But again, that's pretty much it. Is there anything else that would like to demo as part of this? From my end. I think that's all good.
Yeah, that was fine.
For the physical demo with the other folks in a couple weeks. Among other things, you've shown too that these are portable in the sense that they can easily be directed to another site.
Yeah, we want to make sure that the full business demo that everyone knows that not being the environment goals or anything comes up for the full suite takes care of the setup for that, so that's why you don't run one test in myself. Whereas when I execute the real one, the full suite takes care effectively of anything that needs to be done beforehand or after.
Brandon, by the time you need to do that demo, would it be possible to also be writing the test case result objects in Rally? Have you looked into that at all yet?
Yeah, it exists. It's all in our run file, ready to go. We have all the methods. We're not currently using it.
Right. We have to make sure we have equivalent test case, at least, test cases, they can be shelved in Rally, so you can write to them.
Yeah, we can do that. We have some of those that I've used to when I look at stuff. Make sure it works. So for example, and media gallery tab, just for example with a newer tab, you can see here that the steps are pointing to Rally, and then basically what this does is upon completion, when it's turned on, there's a configuration setting for it, but it just strips out the test case ID and uses that to update the Rally results just for this particular test case.
Great.
So yeah, we can definitely. There's one more thing on demo when we get to the full business one, and that's the mobile piece. Still working on it right now, but just I guess to run mobile through, will automatically run as long as we have the server with me running, which is really just an extension of WebDriver that sits in the background. And this is very cool. Like once they get to the point that it actually works, we'll be by there. But you can see that we're running that same create character profile. This is the permission stuff that I mentioned. Right. But here what we have is actually kicked off that's a problem email here and enter username and whatnot. That's actually interacting with our mobile site. So still needs some work to get it fully functional, but it won't take much for everybody by then. But it's very cool. It opens up the door for actually web mobile testing, but also there's a native or hybrid app on there. But the technology will work. Yeah, it's very cool.
Great. I think we're good to stop recording.
All right, thanks, Brandon.
Not